Banh mi, bao, soldiers, pho. Roll in and stamp out that hunger. Feeling fresh, tasty value. That's how we roll. Rolled. Fast, fresh Vietnamese. Order yours today in-store, online or download the Rolled app.
Robot Building Supplies. Robots got it and deliver. robotbuildingsupplies.com.au.
Drive with Bob Murphy and Andy Marr.
Aguero, 80.5% of the vote now. Ding Dong, 19.5% of the vote. So it's now skewing strongly towards Martin Tyler.
Top seed.
As opposed to Mark J. Boyle. In fact, why don't we ask Mitch McCarron to cast a vote? He's about to join us. Can Mitch hear us? Hey, Mitch, are you there, mate?
I am. How you going, guys?
We're good, mate. We're getting very keen to talk to you about your magnificent last quarter up there in Cairns in a moment. But we've got this segment that we're starting up today, spine-tingling sports commentary. We've got 16 that we're going to pit against one another in a bracket. We've got the number 1 seed against the number 16 seed today. We're going to play both of them to you, and you're going to cast your vote. Tell me which one is the most spine-tingling piece of commentary, okay? You happy to play along with us?
Let's do it.
Righto. So the first one is the Aguero goal in 2012 to clinch the Premier League for Man City as called by Martin Tyler.
Aguero! I swear you'll never see anything like this ever again.
So that's the number 1 seed, Mitch. It comes up against a basketball call. So I wonder whether you're...
His bias
maybe. This is the Eastern Conference semi-finals. Indiana versus the Knicks. Indiana turned the tables on New York by winning.
Bitter
rivals. It's called by Mark J. Boyle, and here it is.
He missed! We ring the bell, baby! Ding dong, the witch is dead!
That's pretty good.
He really meant that.
Well, he's Indiana's play-by-play caller.
And you get a real sense for that.
Which one would you vote for, Mitch?
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with Ding Dong.
That's pretty good. When you pit it, when it comes from the pit of your gut like that,
guttural.
It really is.
Yep.
Right, your vote is noted. So your team get to win the other night up in Cairns. People who watched the game said they wouldn't have got the result they got without your last quarter. You really sort of took the game by the scruff of the neck.
Hot hand, Andy.
Take us into the final change and how the game was placed and how you saw your role to be at that point and how you executed in that last quarter.
Oh, I think it's just a function of what we're trying to achieve as a team, and that, you know, we want to move the ball. We want lots of guys to get their hands on it throughout the game and feel comfortable and feel like they're contributing. And, you know, we trust in the talent and depth of our bench, and it's going to be different guys at different times. You know, Chris is probably known as, and Scotty are probably known as our 2 big shot makers. You know, when the game comes to an end, those are the 2 guys that typically take the big shots. But Jock made some huge plays in the home game against Cairns, and then I was just in the position where after some good ball movement, I just had to make the shot, and I was able to do it. So, yeah, I think it's just a function of our team all being aggressive.
Mitch, is it extra pleasing to do that, you know, to take the game by the scruff of the neck in the last quarter when you're playing away from home? I imagine playing in Cairns would be, you know, more of a hostile environment, and to be able to rise to the occasion as you did.
Yeah, I think it comes from, you know, we've got a lot of experience on this group, and guys can, you know, we all get emotional at different times and we all get caught up in the game, but we've got the ability and trust in one another to kind of pull each other in and say, hey, you know, hold on, like, you know, this is the situation, this is what we need, and we've got a lot of different guys that can do that, which really helps. So I think it's not so much we're looking at one guy to just be like, all right, take over, win us the game. You know, we kind of trust that multiple people can get it done for us. And then if that guy ends up making a few shots all in a row, then perfect. They might look like the hero, but it comes down to everybody playing their part.
What's the most hostile stadium you have to play in the NBL, Mitch? I'm curious about this.
I think Perth is probably the most renowned, just because of the sheer numbers that they have, and obviously they're super into the game, and it's probably the one arena in the league where, you know, when Perth are down and you can feel the momentum shift and how much their crowd backs them, it's an environment that I enjoy playing in because of that. If you're able to get the result, you're super happy and you go against a little bit of a hostile crowd. But it's probably one of the only arenas where you genuinely feel that shift. The big play happens, the crowd stands up, and you can just be like, yeah, there's a lot of people here. So, I'd say Perth is probably out there.
Mitch, how important is it in the flow of a game, whether it be quarter by quarter or whatever it is, but when you've got a teammate who is going off, he's got the hot hand, everything seems to be happening, every time he's around the ball, something good happens. How important is it to understand that at the time, recognise it at the time, and get the ball into that person's hands? Is that kind of what you guys identify and do?
Yeah, definitely. If we have an advantage that we feel like the other team hasn't taken away yet, it's something that we try to go back to regularly, and it might even be something that we find in the first or second quarter, and then for whatever reason, the game goes on and we haven't gone back to it, and maybe that guy got subbed out, maybe got in foul trouble or something. And then in the fourth quarter, you go back to what you know and what's been successful over the course of the game, and whether that's a certain set or sometimes it's just putting the ball in a guy's hand and getting out of the way. There's so many games that I can remember where Chris has made a few tough shots, and really the best play is to just get him the ball and clear out and watch him do his thing. So, it's important as a group that we recognise that.
Breakers tomorrow night, John Cain Arena, 8 p.m. Can I ask you a broader question? Have you ever played with a teammate or against somebody who's had real issues in the free throw line? Like just had gone cold, lost confidence,
got the yips.
Could just hated going up to the stripe and being asked to perform.
Yeah, it's a tough one to fix too quickly, I should say. Usually it's something that you fix throughout the week after a game, or, you kind of just let guys flush it out and get over it and go and shoot, 100 to 200 free throws the next time they're at training and kind of flush what happened. But, if they've missed a few in a row and you can see they're shaky, it's kind of a tough thing to change.
Mitch, Rick Barry was famously one of the great free throw shooters. Mm-hmm. Actually, his percentage may be right at the very top of the tree, and he famously shot underarm. Could you imagine a day in the NBL where anyone would be sort of brave enough to embrace that style that has seemingly been left by the wayside?
Yeah, brave's probably the right word, because you'd look a bit stupid if you started doing that and you were shooting 50%. So I guess that's probably it. Like, guys just don't have enough confidence to mix it up too much. I mean, I've seen some interesting ones too, especially in America. Like, there was a fair few guys that had their own routines and they're a little bit different. And I mean, whatever works. If it goes in, it goes in. And I think free throw shooting, a lot about it is routine and confidence. So if it's something that and you do on a daily basis and it goes in more than it misses, then you got to stick to it.
So if you're standing around the key and you're playing somebody and you see them go into the motion to shoot the bucket throw, or whatever we call the underarm throw, how much grief do you start giving them, like in terms of getting into that player? Surely that's part of the reason that players would be too embarrassed to do it, even if their numbers did go through the roof.
Well, I guess on the other hand, if they're making that and they're shooting it underhand and it's you're the defender, then they're going to have a lot to say back to you. Yeah. So you have to be careful.
So Rick Barry went at 90%. I think at one point he was having trouble. He went to the underarm and his numbers were off the charts. But then fans started getting into him. Commentators started, and he was so. I think it was Rick Barry. It could be another player who followed suit.
Wilt Chamberlain.
Was it Wilt Chamberlain?
Wilt Chamberlain, who was a famously bad free throw shooter, did it for a year. It was his best ever numbers, and then he couldn't handle the ridicule and went back.
He'd rather go back and shoot at 50% than cop the.
Malcolm Gladwell.
That's
did a good
the one.
Podcast
That's quite something, isn't it? It's quite something. Hey, mate. Monday, you've got a big game, obviously, tomorrow night, but Monday's the big day, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got a few things booked in for Monday, so I guess we'll see how it goes. Just a waiting game at the moment.
Baby G. Hey, mate, we'll wish you all the very best. Good luck. Good luck tomorrow. Good luck on Monday, and keep up the good work. Keep standing up there when your team needs you to. We appreciate you joining us on the show.
Thanks very much, guys. Have a good one.
You too, Mitch McCarron from Melbourne United. It is 8 minutes to 4. We might play those bits. We'll play those bits of commentary again, I reckon, on the other side of this. Let people get their heads around. Is Ding Dong closer to than Aguero than
Aguero call is overrated, says Casper.
them's fighting words.
Casper.
It's not folklore, it's fact that country footy brings local communities and its people together. Visit countryfootyscores.com.au. Delivered by Red Energy and TAC. Get your country footy fix and all the latest results at countryfootyscores.com.au.